back to E18 Yoga, live in our kitchen. We've had a 2-week break because we've been on holiday, and now we're in isolation. So we're in isolation in our kitchen. Paul is going to be my able assistant. Hi Nigel, how are you? The weather outside isn't quite as nice as it was in Turkey. Hi Anna Polis, how are you? Anyway, so we're going to do our yoga in the kitchen today. If you have any requests, if there's a part of your body that you think, actually I'm moving position, because then you can see all of Paul. If there's a posture that you want to explore, if there's part of your body that's aching. Hello Dawn Sullivan, how are you? Yeah, so if there's something you want to explore within the yoga, please let me know. If you've got a achy lower back, we'll do some lower back. If you want to work a little bit on your core or on your upper arms, then we do core and upper arms. So you just choose whatever it is that you want to do, and then poor Paul will do it. Hello Stuart Gibson, I hope you're well. This weather is just not as nice as where I've been. Just want to say that. We've got 2 minutes till we start. So if you want to get your yoga mat out and find a comfortable space where you're not going to be disturbed or uncomfortable. Sonny's deciding whether he's going to wash Charlie's head or not wash Charlie's head. So while we're waiting for our 6 o'clock start time, if you just make yourself comfortable on your mat, have a blanket or an eye mask beside you so that when it comes to relaxation you can you're ready to go. And yeah, my fringe needs cutting, it's really a little bit long. So arms are alongside your body, palms facing up, back of the neck is long, shoulders are relaxed. Hello Claire Piper, how are you my darling? I like to get people to start with their knees bent and their feet flat on the floor. You have your feet wider than your hips and your knees drop into one another. Thank you for my heart. Arms away from body, palms facing up, so you're opening up your shoulders. Hello Vicky, how are you? And the back of the neck is long, so the chin isn't jutting up towards the sky or coming down too low. It's in a neutral position even though you're laying on the floor. Excuse me. And one more minute until we start. And I'm going to finish a couple of minutes early because I know that Boris is speaking at 7 and some of you may want to go off and listen to Boris. And that's what you can do if you want to. So any requests, please let me know. I will be saving this to Facebook and to YouTube, so if you want to do this class again, if you particularly liked it, then you can do that. I've missed you too, Vicky. I will miss you loads. It was really tricky because the time difference, it was really hard to be able to eat dinner and teach while I was away, and also to have a location in which you could teach without being disturbed that wasn't too sandy. I don't like teaching on sand. So just let me know what it is that you would like to do in the yoga class. Here comes Sonny. I think he's going into his bed rather than, yep, he is, rather than licking his dad. Okay, so we are now within time. So start to breathe in and out through your nose. Find your comfortable spot. Shimmy your shoulders away from your ears. And just start to breathe easily in and out through your nose. As you breathe in, feel the tummy rise. And as you breathe out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise. Breathing out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise, the ribs expand, the collarbones lift. Breathing out, the collarbones sink, the ribs go back towards the spine, and the tummy is drawn away and away to the earth. Just start to breathe in and out through your nose. Hello Santosh, how are you? During the yoga class, we breathe in and out through our nose. Really listen to your body and practice yoga with how you feel today. Practice yoga with alignment and integrity. Ensure you're aligned from the feet up. This is your space, your time. Do what feels right for you. If you feel any sharp pain, stop what you're doing and just come to a neutral position. Yoga is not competitive. You do not compete with one another or even with yourself from the last time you did yoga. And finally, yoga is a union of mind, body and heart. And we're going to practice yoga with all of those in mind today. Just listen to your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Sorry, Petrol's come to see me. Hello Jolie Whittick and hello Jackie Stewart. How are you? And then start to become aware of your breath and start to deepen your breathing in and out through your nose. Start to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. A small nod of your head from side to side. And then stretch your arms away from you and stretch your heads away from you, or your legs away from you as you stretch on the floor. Arms over your head, stretching away. Legs stretch away from you. Reach as far as you can, a nice big morning stretch or early evening stretch. And then bring your hands back over your head and bring your knees in towards you and give them a nice big hug. Each time you breathe out, see if you can bring your knees closer to your body. This is called Apanasana. The other name for it is the gas ejector pose. Just a warning. But it's a really good lower back stretch. So as you're here, imagine that you're trying to walk your bottom away from your shoulders. So you just have that small rocking motion from side to side as you're trying to get more length in the back of the body. As you exhale, bringing those knees as close as you can to your chest, and as you breathe in, your belly pushes them away, and as you exhale, Petal, I don't think you're helping. Keep drawing those knees in towards you. Nice big stretch. I don't know how much yoga you've done while I've been away on holiday. I'm hoping you've done some, but just take it easy, just in case. If you haven't done a lot of yoga, don't dive straight back in. Just really practice listening to your body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Now start to rock from side to side. Head going in the opposite direction to your knees. Just that small rocking motion from side to side. Breathing in and out, rocking from side to side. Nice and slow with control. This isn't one of those ones where we're trying to use our core muscles to see how far we can go over. This is about just releasing into the hips and the lower back. So nice and gently, just go with the flow of your body. You're not trying to go all the way over just yet. Now leaving your knees where they are, take your hands and place them underneath your head. Elbows out to the side. Now this time, take your knees over to your right until they come to the floor. Try and keep both shoulders against the floor, both elbows against the floor if you can. If you can't, you might need to slide your knees further away from you. And then turn your head in your hands to look at your opposite elbow. So your knees have gone right and your head is turned in your hands to look at your left elbow. Just be heavy here. Keep lifting up on the left hip, trying to bring the knees together so the knees and the feet are stacked one on top of another. And just listen to your breath and breathe in and breathe out. Still breathing? Still twisting? Excellent. Good twisting. Now inhale and bring your head back to center. And then as you exhale, bring your knees back to center. And then we're going to go the other way. So draw your knees in without using your hands, as close as you can to your body. And then take your knees over to the left and turn your head and your hands to the right. So we're twisting the other way and we're trying to stack the knees so they're resting one on top of the other. So you can do this by lifting on the upper hip and it will bring the knees down closer together. And then turn with your head and your hands to look the opposite way to your knees are going. So if you've gone the wrong way, it doesn't matter, just reverse up what I'm saying. So just keep breathing in and out through your nose. Feeling the chest and the upper back open. Feel the hips open. Keep thinking about dropping those knees so they've got contact one on top of the other. Turning your head to look at the elbow. And use your breath in and out. Is it easier to breathe in than out or out than in? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And then when you think you've been in this position as long as you were going the other way, inhale your head back to center, exhale your knees back to center. Now bring your feet so they're flat on the floor. Slide your hands out from underneath your head and place them alongside the body. Making sure your feet and your knees are hip distance apart, which is about a hand's width apart. The back of the neck is long, shoulders are relaxed, shimmy those shoulders away from those ears, and then breathe in, and as you breathe out, just see how you feel about lifting the hips up off the floor and going into a bridge pose. But don't go into your fullest extension, just in time with your breath, inhaling coming up and exhaling going down. Just breathing in and breathing out. Getting that flexion and extension of the spine, so it's taking you into that nice back bend. This is really good preparation for things like headstand and shoulder stand and plow. So it helps the upper back open. So if any time you want to strengthen your upper back, this is a good pose to use. Setu Bandhasana, the bridge pose. It's a really nice one to use. And every so often you can just wriggle those shoulder blades in together and see if you can get them a little bit closer. Sometimes your bum walks further away from your heels than when you started, so it's always nice to readjust and see if you can bring your bottom close to your heels or your heels close to your bottom, whatever way around you work. And then lifting up again. Beautiful. Come all the way down. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And bring yourself up into a seated position. Have your feet flat on the floor in front of you, knees pointing up to the sky, hands by your hips. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. And sit up nice and tall. And then I want you to extend your legs long in front of you. Wonderful. Toes pointing up towards the sky. Really lift out of the rib cage. So you're getting nice and tall out of the rib cage. Wonderful. And then start to fold forward over your legs. Hi, Janet Weaver. Just see where you go. Spider crawl your fingers forward. Stick your bottom out. Lift up the chest. Don't round up in the upper back. Keep lifting through the chest. So you may only move a centimetre or an inch in old money. But just keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling and the back nice and tall. And take yourself forward. Nice hamstring stretch. Wonderful. And then walk your hands back in. So we're going to explore with lower back stretches and hamstring stretches. A lot of people have issues within those areas, so it's always good to do those, and you haven't asked for anything else, so I'm choosing. So now I want you to bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to drop out towards the side. Take hold of the ankles and then pull yourself forward, and so you can take hold of your feet with your hands. Stick your bottom out, lift your chest and start to angle yourself forward. Keep breathing in and out, and each time you breathe out, see if you can stick your bottom out a little more and see if you can come forward a little more. Good job, well done. Keep going. Time with your breath. It's up to you whether you want to keep leading with your chest and seeing if you can bring your chest or your head closer to your feet, or whether you've reached your maximum and you just want to bring your chin in towards your chest and relax the back of your neck. You choose what it is that you want to do. Keep going, keep breathing, keep moving forward with each exhalation. You'll be surprised at how far you can go. Sometimes it takes a little while to give. And then bring yourself back up. Leave your feet where they are, but just slide them about half a foot forward. Soles of the feet are still together. Sit up nice and tall, stick your butt out, lean forward and take hold of your toes. Now see if you can get your elbows on the outside of your shins and start to angle yourself forward in an extended star. So you're going to stick your bottom out and you're going to encourage your forehead to go towards your heels. Relax the head and make it nice and heavy. Hi Patricia and Morley, how are you? I hope you're well. And just keep sticking your bottom out, relaxing the head down towards your feet. Wonderful, good job. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then as you breathe out, start to bring yourself back up. Extend your legs long, bring the knees together and roll them around in the hip sockets. Wonderful. Now take your hands behind you, so your fingertips are pointing towards your bottom. Step your feet so they're flat on the floor. And this is about strengthening the back muscles. Inhale here, and as you exhale, see how you feel about lifting your bottom up off the floor and taking your knees towards your toes. Fingers are pointing towards your bottom, remember. You stay there as long as you're comfortable. And when you need to rest, you come down. If you want to stretch out on the front of your neck, you can take your head backwards, but just be careful. If it doesn't suit your neck, then don't do it. And then come all the way down. Now you can hold this position or you can move up and down. So you choose where your strength is and whether you want to do that. And this time we're going to inhale here. Do you need to release your wrists a little? Just give them a little bit of a circle if you need to. No? No? And then when you're ready, lift your bottom up off the floor. And see how you feel about lifting one leg up off the floor. And then put it down. And then the other. Now remember, you can stay at the first one, or you can choose this one where you lift one and lift the other. You're just going to do 3 each side. Keep the hips lifted as much as you can. And do 3 one side and 3 the other. Wonderful, good job. And then lower your hips down to the floor, release your wrists if you need to, stretch your legs if you need to, do whatever it is that you want to do. Because we're going to go into our final version now. So bring your feet flat to the floor when you're ready. Bring your hands behind your bottom with your fingers pointing towards your toes. Lift up your hips And now what you're going to do is you're going to take one leg off the floor and the opposite arm and tap your toes with the opposite hand. I'm going to do 3 each side. There's a little bit of balancing going on, a little bit of work going on here. Excellent. And then come down. Bring your bottom down to the floor. And now what I want you to do is spin over so you're on your hands and knees. Take your knees just about as wide as your mat and then sink your bottom back towards your heels. Stretch the arms forward. So your bottom's resting on your heels. You're in an extended pose of the child. Your bottom should be not too far from your heels, to be fair. It's not up in the air, it's stretched right back. Stretching out on the lower back, taking the tailbone down towards your heels and stretching your hands forward. And allowing your breath to return to normal as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Keep breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful. When your breath has returned to normal, come up on all fours. Tuck your toes under and sit back on your heels. Opening out on your feet. Feet are really important. We need to keep our feet nice and open. So this is a good way of opening up on your feet. And then come back to all fours. Now flatten your feet so they're flat on the floor, and now sit back on your heels so you're opening up on the front of your ankles. Keep breathing in and out. As soon as it becomes uncomfortable, go back to all fours. So do whatever it is that you stay as long as you're comfortable with this, and then go back to all fours when you're ready. So come back to all fours now, Paul. Now walk your hands 1 hand's distance forward. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees up and back into downward face dog. So we're trying to bring our chest back towards our thighs. The knuckle of the index finger is against the floor, and then we're going to take our tailbone up towards the sky. Now once we have that position, we're then going to start to take the heels to the floor one at a time. So we're going to try and straighten one leg and then the other. Straighten one leg and then the other, just to warm up on the backs of the legs. Remember, if you want to rest any time, you come down and rest. Otherwise, we're going to carry on going with this down dog. So you're going to tell me if it's too much. You just rest in between and go back into it when you're ready. So this time, take the left leg up towards the sky. Take the right heel down towards the floor. Now take your left foot and rest it on the back of your right heel. So we're just using both legs to try and open up on the calf and the back of the right leg. Return to 3-leg dog. Stretch that leg straight behind you and then bring it down towards the floor. And then you're going to do the same on the other side. Stretch that leg long, take the left heel down, and then when you're ready, rest the toes of your right foot on your left heel. And keep taking that heel down towards the floor. Wonderful. When you've had enough, you return to 3-legged dog, and then bring the left leg down towards the floor. And from here, you're going to roll forward into a press-up position. And then you're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Nice and controlled. You can do it from the knee or do it from the toes. Hi Anne Kelly, how are you? And then bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and take yourself into a Sphinx position. Draw the shoulder blades back together. Bring your chest through your hands. Chin is on a shelf as you look forward. Feet are relaxed. And then try and take your tailbone down towards your heels. So we really want this to be an upper body, a thoracic spine stretch as we open into Sphinx. Brilliant, good job. Bring yourself down towards the floor. Rest your hands on your head on your hands, and roll your forehead from side to side. Just relax everything into the floor. And then when you're ready, place your hands underneath your shoulders. Push up and back into downward face dog. And then lift your right leg up to the sky in three-leg dog. And step it between your hands. Place the left knee back on the floor, flatten the left foot. And then lift the right arm up to the sky so you open out in an easy twist. Now make sure you're still lunging forward. Okay, so keep that lunge going forward. Keep your head in line with your sternum and open up to the side, like you're opening the pages on a book. Keep opening up to the side. Keep breathing in and breathing out and seeing how far you can open. Make sure you're still getting that lunge going forward so the left hip flexor is opening. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Keep opening up to the side, see how long you can go. And then when you've had enough, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck the toes of the left foot under. And then lift up and back into into downward face dog. Wonderful. Now it's the turn of the left foot to come forward. So left foot come forward. Between your hands. Right knee comes to the floor. And we're going to open up the left hand to the side. Keep the lunge going forward. We want to keep opening up on the right hip flexors as we open up to the side. As we breathe in and breathe out through the nose. If you can, try and keep your breathing through your nose. Keep breathing in, breathing out. Lifting and opening the chest to the sky like you would open the pages on a book. Use your breath to open up. Keep those hips dropping forward. And then bring that hand down and back into downward face dog. Bring yourself forward into a plank position. Either knees on the floor or from a full plank, lower yourself down to the floor. And this time leave your hands either under your shoulders or either side of your head, depending on your back is feeling. Take your feet so they're as wide as your mat. So we're going to go into a cobra. So if the cobra doesn't suit your lower back, use Sphinx. So we're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, shoulders nice and low, elbows bent, we're going to push into our hands and lift the upper body away from the floor. Keep your groin pressed into the floor. So if your hands are quite far back, it makes it more difficult. So if you get there and you think, actually, that's quite uncomfortable, I don't know that I can sustain that for too long, then bring your hands a little bit further forward. Relax your shoulders down, take the elbows back towards your body. Breathe. Really think about squeezing those shoulder blades together, bringing your chest through your hands. You can lift your chin up and look up towards the sky if you wish to. Just breathe, breathe, breathe here. You're going to decide when you've had enough. You're going to come all the way down, leave your hands, move your hands so they're back under the shoulders. Now push back into an extended pose of the child. Because the cobra is quite a strong back bend, and we want to balance that with a forward bend. So we're going to come back into pose of the child. Relax everything down towards the floor. And then, so you can feel the opening in your back, Take your tailbone down towards your heels. Really relax everything down. And then when you're ready, back into downward face dog. Wonderful. Lift the right leg up into three-leg dog and bring it between your hands. Back knee comes to the floor, back foot is flat. Keep the lunge going forward. Then roll up into half angel wings. So you bring yourself up into standing, elbows are bent like goalpost arms, and you're going to open your chest. Hi Bindu. You're going to open your chest to the sky. Bring the shoulder blades together and see if you can lift your chin up to look up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing in and out through your nose and opening your chest all the way up in half angel wings. Feel the chest opening, feel the upper back opening, feel the hip flexor opening. And then the hands come down to frame the front foot and we step back into downward face dog. Wonderful. Now lift the left leg up behind you, step it between your hands. Bring the right knee forward, flatten the right foot. Lunge forward and then roll up into half angel wings. Draw those shoulder blades together, lift the chest, look up to the sky. See if you can take the wrists back as far as you can take the elbows back. Squeeze, 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 keep opening, keep the lunge going forward. And you're going to be the one who decides when you've had enough. Signs normally that you should come out of it. You can no longer breathe in and out through your nose. Your body starts to shake, or you can feel tension creeping into your jaw and face. So you choose that time to come out. And when you come out, you're going to step back into downward face dog. Take a few breaths in downward face dog. Allow yourself to recover. And then when you're ready, rolling yourself forward into a plank position and lowering all the way down to the floor, either knees down or knees up. Okay, wherever your hands were before, you can choose to put them back where they are. You can go into a sphinx, or you can move your hands back towards your shoulders. So the closer your hands are to your chest, the more of a back bend this is. So you're going to decide what it is that you want to do. So don't just think, because if what you did last time was really tricky, then don't do it. Come out of it a little less, or go into sphinx. Choose what it is that you want to do. So hands where they are, and you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lift yourself up and back into cobra again. Remember, feet as wide as your mat, feet are flat, tailbone going down towards the floor, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Elbows are bent, shoulders are nowhere near your ears. So breathe in here. Breathe, 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 breathe. And then in a couple of breaths, I'm going to ask you to take your hands away and out to the sides to see how far you can maintain this backward curve. So inhale here, and as you exhale, move your hands off from the floor. See if you go lower or if you go a little bit higher. And then when you've had enough, you come all the way down to the floor. Hands under your shoulders, push back into an extended pose of the child. Tough back bends, huh? But we're strengthening our back. Stretching out on the front, strengthening our back. So take a few moments, a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, you know when that is. You join in when you're ready. If you need to rest more, you rest more. And then you're going to tuck your toes under and go back into downward face dog. And then you're going to tiptoe your feet between your hands. If you like to bunny hop forward, you can do that. Or tiptoe your feet between your hands. Wonderful. Top of the head towards the floor. Tailbone up towards the sky. And then just start to sway the hips from side to side. And then when you are ready, rolling up into Tadasana, into standing. Shoulders in your back pocket. Take a moment to realign. And focus on your point, and then when you're ready, come up on your tiptoes and back down. I do say that if you do this twice a day when you're cleaning your teeth, you will not have foot pain. You will be able to do the things you want to do. So it's about keeping your feet strong and open. And once you've done 3 on both feet, see how you feel about doing 3 just where you're standing on one leg. You can hold on if you wish to. And then the other side, just think about working on your exhalation when you lift up. Use your core. Think about your balance point. Push through the big toe joint to help you stand up. And come down. Beautiful. Then make sure you're still on the front of your mat. Leave your right foot where it is and step the left foot behind you in so that you're into a warrior feet pose. So the left leg goes back at a 45 degree. Right knee is over the ankle, pointing towards the little toe edge. And we're going to lift our arms up into warrior 1. Over our head. Sink the hips down. Square the hips, square the shoulders. Weight should be on the little toe edge of the left foot, and the right knee is pointing towards the right little toe. Keep breathing, keep lifting the arms up, sinking the hips down. So from the belly button down, you sink your weight down to the floor. From the belly button up, you lift and open your chest up towards the sky, reaching up with your hands, palms facing one another. Now I want you to swivel onto the toes of your left foot. And then hinge forward, so you're a diagonal line between your shoulder, your hip, and your left heel in superhero. So keep reaching with the hands, use your core, stretch through the back leg, keep reaching forward. Imagine you're holding a great big beach ball. You can decide when you've had enough. So if you're not breathing in and out through your nose, that's normally a sign that you've had enough. So then you bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Lift the back leg up into a standing splits. Lift that leg up as high as it goes. Bring your chest towards your knees. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And then when you think you're about to fall over, that's when you bring your left foot to join your right. Head down, tailbone up, and roll up into standing. Shoulders in your back pocket, nice and tall. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Get your balance point. Because you're going to do the other side. I knew that'd make you happy. So leaving the left foot where it is, step back your right at a 45 degree angle. So you're in your warrior feet. Bend your left knee so it points towards the little toe edge. Weight of the right foot is on the little toe edge. Lift your hands up over your head. So your left knee is over your ankle. Lefts and rights are really hard. Or whatever way you are. Keep lifting up, squeezing the arms together. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Weight even between both feet. Knee over the ankle of the left foot. And then when you're ready, swivel onto the toes of the right leg and hinge forward into superhero. You're just about to fly off somewhere and save someone. So you want to get that nice diagonal line from your shoulder, your hip and your heel. Keep reaching forward, hands facing one another. Reach, 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 reach. Use your core. And then when you've had enough, the hands come to frame the front foot. You go into a standing splits. So lift the right leg up off the floor. Keep lifting up through that standing leg and through the right leg. And again, when you've had enough, you bring that foot to join the other one. Head down, tailbone up. And then roll up into standing. Shoulders in the back pockets. So we're going to do 3 balances today. I've got a 3 thing going on. So our first balance is going to be the dancer. So you're going to stand on your right foot. Choose your focal point, right? One that's not going to move, not a dog, a cat, a person. Choose your focal point. And then bring the left leg up behind you and take hold of the left ankle. Remember, you can use the wall for this. You need your hand up high, Paul, so somewhere where you can put your hand up high. So try and level your hips, and so that hips and shoulders are facing forward. And then inhale, and as you exhale, kick your foot into your hand and angle yourself forward. Don't twist out to the side. And then you can walk your hand up the wall if you're holding on to the wall, or lift it higher so that only the hand is on the floor, on the wall. You can lift it higher so you can open up on your chest and your underarms. That's it, perfect. Keep breathing in and out. Really pushing your foot into your hand. The dancer pose is really good at opening up on the quadriceps and on the underarms if you use a wall. And then when you're ready, release the left foot to the floor and return to Tadasana. Don't move away from the wall because you're going to do the other side. So you might still need it. If it's there, it's good. Sometimes you get a bigger stretch because you're not focusing so much on balancing, and it means you can open up on the underarm as well as the front of the hip flexors and the quadriceps. So focus your attention on your, left foot. Make sure that it's firmly planted against the floor and you have a focal point. Now lift up the right leg behind you and take hold of the right ankle with the right hand. I say ankle and not foot because you're going to push your foot into your hand, and I don't want to overextend the front of your foot. Now lift the left arm up above you or put it on the wall nice and high. And then inhale here, keep the hips level so they're facing forward. And then as you exhale, kick your foot into your hand and take your underarm towards the wall if you're using the wall. If not, keep the same straight line that Paul has, but do it without the wall. As you breathe in and breathe out. Good job. Excellent. And then inhale here, and as you exhale, return to Tadasana. Shoulders in your back pocket. So our next balance is the figure of 4 balance. So you might, if you see how you feel about whether you want to use the wall or not. But you're going to transfer all your weight onto your right foot, choose your focal point again, and bend the right knee. Now cross the left ankle onto the right thigh. start to sink the hips down. Sink down as though you're sitting on a chair. And in fact, you can do this sitting on a chair because it's a really good hip opener, and also it gets into the piriformis, which is in the middle of your bottom, that gets tight and causes a lot of lower back pain. Just keep sinking those hips down. And see how you feel about taking your underarms. Sorry, you're right. Okay.
It's a lot of weight on my leg.
I know. Do you want to do it on a chair? Okay. Now, if you want to, you can take your hands down towards the floor and sink your hip down. But you've got to see how you feel, which is the good thing about Paul doing the yoga with me, because he's a lot bigger than me and a lot heavier than I am, and he is very flexible, but things that are easier for me because I have more flexibility and less weight are harder for Paul. So it's good that you see both sides of it. So you're going to do the other side now. So this time it's the, I didn't realise you'd gone back into it, I thought you'd done the other side. So you're standing on your left foot, crossing the right leg up and sinking down. Use the wall if you want to, keep sinking down, sinking down. In fact, the lower your hips are, the bigger the stretch, but the easier it is to balance. Keep sinking, sinking, sinking. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, bring yourself up to standing. Release your legs. Give them a little bit of a wriggle around, a little bit of a shake. And we're going to go on to our third balance, which is our half moon. So come towards the middle of your mat. Step your left leg behind you, just a small step. And then just, not directly behind you, Paul, it's just to get you into the balance. Perfect. And then focus on your point on the floor, which is about 1 metre in front of your right foot. And that's where your hand is going to go in half moon. So they reach forward with your right hand. Right hand comes down about 1 metre in front of the floor. Left leg lifts up to the side. Left hand, and you open up and look to the side. It's tricky. It's a tricky balance. And then you fold in into a forward fold and come up into standing. It is a really tricky balance. Sorry, I shouldn't have put that on you, Paul. But you're going to do the other side now. So the left leg comes forward, the right foot's just behind you. I'm going to hope that I don't kick the kitchen cabinet. And then the left hand comes down about 1 metre in front of you. The right leg lifts up and you open up to the side. I just caught my reflection in the camera, so I've got a bit wobbly. Oh, much better that side. And then bring yourself into a forward fold. And we're not going to come up into standing. We're going to step back into downward face dog. And then we're going to bring ourselves into a comfortable seat with our feet in front of us. Sit up nice and tall. And I want you to take your legs wide. And then just start to hinge forward. It doesn't matter how far you go, just start to hinge forward. So spider crawl your fingers forward in between your hands towards the top of your mat. And just keep going. It's just hanging out here. This is a really nice forward bend. It's a really nice back stretch. It helps the body restore itself. Forward bends are very restorative. Back bends are not. Back bends are energizing. Forward bends are restorative. That's what I was looking for. And then walk your hands back up. So we're going to do a bit of a side stretch now. So the legs are nice and wide. And then you're going to turn your torso so it faces towards your right knee. And then you're going to slide the left hand down on the inside of the left leg. And open up to the side. And now it's up to you whether you lift your hand over your head or whether you bring your hands into the small of your back. So keep creeping forward, keep the toes pointing up towards the sky. If you reach your foot with your left hand, you can invert the hand and take hold of the instep. And some of you might even be able to bring the right hand all the way over the top and grab hold of your toes. You might not. It's a nice side stretch. Keep opening up to the side. Remember, if it's too much for the right arm, just bring it into the small of your back. Whatever suits you. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. And then as you next inhale, bring yourself back to center. Readjust, realign, toes pointing up towards the sky. And then turn your torso so your belly button faces towards your left leg. Right hand on the inside of your right leg. Over you go to the side. Left hand comes up over and it's a nice side stretch. Hello Val, you've come nearly in time for relaxation. We've got about 1 more minute before we do relaxation. So you come just at the right time. You just get your blanket and your eye mask, pillow, lay down and have a nice relaxing time. So you've come just at the right time, so well done. Over you go to the side, keep opening up your chest to the side, opening up to your chest towards the ceiling. If your hand reaches your foot, your right hand reaches your right foot, you can invert your hand, hold on to the instep, and your left hand may be able to take hold of your toes. Just depends how good a side stretcher you are. Keep breathing. Breathe, 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 breathe. Good job. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your feet in together. And I'm going to try our forward bend that we did at the beginning of the class. So sit up nice and tall, stick your butt out, and then start to hinge yourself forward. Keep taking yourself forward, feeling your hamstrings open, lower back open. And see if this is a little bit easy. Is it easier than when you started, Paul? Or about the same?
A bit further.
You look like you've gone quite a lot further. The magic of stretching. Excellent, good job. And then bring yourself up to center. And place your feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up towards the sky, and lower yourself down towards the floor. Hands under your head. Elbows wide. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Take your knees over to the right, turn your head to the left. See if this is easier than when we started at the beginning of class. Can your knees drop close together or both elbows on the floor now? A little bit of gravity sometimes helps. And then breathing yourself back to center. Bring the knees in and over you go to the other side. Knees left, head right. Drop the knees on top of one another. And then bring yourself back up to center. Release your hands from onto your head. One last hug of your knees in towards you. And then make yourself ready for relaxation. Just to remind you that we're going to stop a few minutes early for those of you who want to listen to the Boris and the medical chat tonight, which starts at 7. So we're going to finish a couple of minutes early. So make yourself ready for relaxation. Eye mask, blanket, jumper, socks, whatever it is that you have for relaxation. Find that comfortable spot and start to connect with your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Really listen to the sound of your inhalation and your exhalation as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Just listen to the sound of your breath like a gentle wave on the ocean. And it's perfectly normal that as you're doing relaxation, that other thoughts come into your mind. When they do, just put them to one side to be dealt with later. And just return to the sound of your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Your breath is like a gentle wave on the ocean. Listening to the sound of your inhalation and your exhalation. As you breathe in, does your breath sound different to the breath that you breathe out? And start to think about the temperature of your breath. Is there any difference between your inhalation and your exhalation with the temperature of your breath and your nostrils? And then notice the speed of your breath. The speed as you breathe in and the speed as you breathe out. Is there a difference? And then just return to normal breathing in and out through your nose. And now start to bring more awareness back to your breath. Become aware of the sounds around you. And start to deepen your breathing in and out through your nose. And as your awareness grows, start to move your fingers and move your toes. A gentle turn of your head from side to side. A nice big stretch and a nice big yawn. And then bring your knees into your chest when you're ready. And then rock gently from side to side. Before curling up in a ball on your side. Give yourself just a few seconds. Allow your body to absorb your yoga practice, your breathing, your relaxation. Of feeling relaxed, refreshed, re-energized. And then when you're ready, placing the upper hand on the floor and pushing up and away into a seated position. Now I say, thank you very much for joining us in our kitchen for yoga. Thank you, Paul, for being my student. You have 3 minutes now to turn on the television if you're that interested in looking at Boris. This will be saved to Facebook and YouTube. So the E18 Yoga has a Facebook page and a YouTube page. So if you haven't liked them, please do so. That would be amazing. And fingers crossed, we'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves and keep practicing yoga. Bye-bye.